Welcome to the Vale
Matters
podcast, brought to you by Evesham Noticeboard Group.
We will explore topics from local politics and economy to education and events dedicated to Evesham, Pershore and Broadway.
We will also feature stories from everyday people to learn about their experiences and get a better understanding of how our community is changing.
So join us.
Let's talk about the things that matter in the Vale.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Vale Matters podcast, episode number 18. And today's episode is all about celebrating local entrepreneurs. And I'm delighted to be joined by two people who've built successful businesses from scratch over the past few years. So firstly, I have Ellie Sullivan from Beau Boo Beauty. Hello Ellie.
Hello.
Hi. And also joining us is Leon Rhodes from Wedstones.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the podcast. First thing that I normally do, just to get us started, is have a few sort of light-hearted questions. First one, so Ellie, cheese on toast or beans on toast?
Or cheese.
Yeah.
Definitely cheese.
Okay, I'd probably go with that. Leon?
Beans, definitely.
You
beans.
like beans?
Yeah, definitely beans.
And on the toast or on the side?
On the toast,
No,
definitely.
you like on the toast. I tend to like them in a pot, and I like to dip the toast in and sort of scoop them up.
Or beans and cheese,
Yeah, I was
actually.
gonna say
That'd be
beans
better.
and cheese.
Beans and cheese on toast
Yeah.
is the way to nail it, I think.
Yeah. I'd go with that. Okay, second one, and so this is quite topical, bearing in mind what Leon does, because we'll come on to talk about that in a moment. Rubies, emeralds, or sapphires? Ellie,
Oh, rubies.
you like rubies?
Yeah.
Ruby
If
red?
there was a diamond, it would have definitely been diamond. But
Well, I thought if I put diamond in, everyone would automatically choose, so I left it out of the choices.
So I'm gonna throw a real curveball out here. I would say sapphires, but did you know that sapphires and rubies are actually the same stone? The colour is purely determined by when they're growing. That's it. And if it goes one colour, it's classed as a ruby, and if it goes obviously a blue, or other colours, then it's classed as a sapphire. So you get lots of different colours of sapphire, but one specific colour or main colour of ruby.
Wow. Well, those are
I
something I
learned something
didn't
new
know.
today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, great. And one final one. Imagine that your business is really taken off. If you could open a branch of your business in one of these locations, which would you choose? London, Paris, or New York? Ellie's
Paris.
thinking now. Oh,
Paris,
Paris.
yeah. In the designer outlet bit, all the designer shops around me. I'm
Yeah.
happy, yeah.
does sound good.
New York. I
Yeah.
would say New York.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Definitely New York. Yeah. Just for I think more for travelling as well.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't been to New York. I've been to Paris, but it's somewhere I'd like to go. But I put London, Paris, New York because I think that's what was on the side of Del Boy's van in over. So I came up with those three. I actually said Peckham rather than London.
Yeah, not Peckham.
Yeah.
I mean, Peckham's
Peckham, Paris, or New
sure
York. I should have said
Peckham's
that at the start, shouldn't I? Okay, brilliant. All right, well, thanks for that. What I want to do is talk to each of you in turn about how you came to start your businesses and where you took them. Ellie, I'll ask you first. You founded Beau Boo Beauty in 2017, and I noticed that you've won numerous awards along the way, so I'm very impressed with that. You can talk about that a little bit more shortly, but first, for those sort of local people who are listening who might be considering one day starting their own business, can you tell us a bit about your backstory? So what were you doing before 2017, and what led you to take this decision?
So, I was a mum.
Okay.
I had my first when I was 16, which has got a lot to do with the reason I have pushed to do what I do now, because I was told that I would never make anything of myself. Which was a bit harsh.
It is a bit harsh.
I mean, you
yeah.
can you look back now and you think, oh, she's 16 and a baby, yeah, okay, she
Yeah.
probably has destroyed her life a little bit. But I was brought up by my grandmother, who owned Christie's of Pershore, and my mum, who had an art gallery in Broadway. So I've been brought up with two very independent, self-employed individuals. Like I said, by the time I opened the salon, I had 4 children. My youngest was 18 months. When I
Wow, so that's a
opened it.
big undertaking with
Yeah, it was
4
fun.
young children to look after.
Yeah, but unfortunately, previously to that, when my daughter was 10 months old, my mum died. So that was a big factor, because one of the last things she said to me is just go and follow your dreams. She was self-employed. I'd seen the highs and I'd seen the lows, but having 4 children, you need that where you can dip in and out if you need to. I've got my own work hours, I can choose what I do. So that really was like a massive driving force for me, and because I wanted to still be very involved with the children. Although you do find out when you start a business, you're in it 7 days a week, not as and when. So yeah, that was my reason, and I proved everybody wrong.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm pleased to hear that. Having had some negative comments myself when I started my writing career, that that I'd never be a proper writer. So it is, if people do say disheartening things like that, I personally, that inspires me.
Oh yeah.
I think, to show that I can do it.
Yeah.
And obviously you've done the same. So. Yeah. Okay, and what about you, Leon? What were you doing before you started? Because I think you started around the same time as Ellie. Was it 2017?
It was, yeah. I started the business in 2017. Beforehand, I was actually national sales manager of a watch and jewellery company. So I was on the other side supplying jewellers. And then I actually set up a business in 2016, a watch and jewellery distribution company supplying jewellers. I did that for a year. And after a year, I realised that I had a few brands that I worked with, and the major brand, if they'd taken the brand away from us at any point, then I realised that actually I'd have no business. So I wanted to start something new, something different, and it was quite a strange story, really. I was driving up the M1, chatting to a good friend of mine who supplies jewellers and is a manufacturer in the jewellery industry. And we were chatting, and I was telling him that I'd like to start a new business and another business, and we were throwing ideas out there and talking about what to do. And the idea came about starting and doing home visits actually first, and selling to people via home visits. And after 45 minutes on the phone, he said to me, "Look right," and I looked right, and he was in the car next to me. By pure chance, we didn't realise we were both on the M1.
Wow.
So we pulled over at the next services. We sat down, we had a chat, and I ordered the first set of samples, ring samples, there and then. I set up the business name, Wedstones. I had to choose a name quick, and I literally searched online and come up with the name and just went, yep, that's available. That's it. We called it Wedstones. And that was it. That was really the beginning. And after about 3 months, I realised that home visits is just not going to work, because I did not want a business that was going to give anyone any pressure. I wanted it to be a relaxed environment. I wanted people to want to buy rings from us because of the way that we work and because of the quality that we manufacture and what we're doing, not because they're pressured. So I didn't like going into people's homes because I felt it was awkward on knowing when to leave, and I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable. So then we had the showroom built, and it's sort of grown from there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk a bit more about how you've grown from there. We'll come on to talk about that. But going back to the actual sort of starting of the business. So Ellie, you'd made that decision, and I know you've got your premises now in Broadway.
Yeah.
How did you actually get started?
It's another local business in Evesham, just up the road from here, a lady called Claire, who owns the Secret Retreat Beauty School. So I decided to pay privately. I had no GCSEs, nothing behind me at all, not a single qualification. So I think I enrolled on something like 10 courses, which was your basics, like your manicure, your pedicure, your waxing. She was absolutely fantastic. And I then, realising I'd passed all these courses, I was like, right, how do you actually start a business? I've got no idea what I'm doing. So I did a bit of a Google and found the Prince's Trust, which is now the King's Trust. And I enrolled on a programme called the Enterprise Programme, which teaches, it was a 4-day course, very intense course, which taught you everything about how to run a business, how to do forecasting, everything, taxes, the whole thing. And then I did start from home originally, but I wasn't very good at boundaries. And so then a unit came up in the Riverside shopping centre, and I just took it because actually it was very reasonable. And it was a great starting point. I had footfall. And yeah, I just threw myself in. So December 2017, I opened my first actual premises and also became a young ambassador for the Prince's Trust and was invited to Prince Charles's, well, it's King Charles now, Prince Charles's 70th birthday party, just to sort of celebrate how far I'd come within doing my business plan within the enterprise programme. I had to talk to a panel of people to decide whether, you know, this was going to be a successful business, which it was, and they were that impressed that they asked me to become a young ambassador for them. And yeah, we attended Prince Charles's 70th birthday garden party.
That was very impressive, and I mean, they were obviously impressed by you because I saw on your website that you've won a number of young entrepreneur type awards.
Quite a few, I can't think of them all off the top of my head, but
there's quite a list on there. So.
Last year was Woman Who Achieves Award, which is lovely. That's actually the second time I've won that one, a few years apart, albeit, but wasn't expecting it. But it's really nice to see, you know, that other people can see that I put everything into my business and to inspire the younger generation that it's not. I'm a very big believer that what you get in school isn't your be all and end all, and I do put that across my social media posts as well, just to hopefully inspire the younger people that feel so under pressure that, you know, it's not the end of the world. Try your hardest, but you can still make a very good living.
Yeah,
by starting your own business.
I think that's really important, and I'm hoping there'll be people listening to this today that will draw inspiration from that, because you know it's all out there for people if you're willing to believe in yourself and put the effort in, and you're living proof of that. So that's great. I mean, how long were you in the Riverside for then?
3 years.
Yeah, and then you moved to your current premises.
Yeah, it was in COVID.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they my lease came to an end, and they told me that they'd only renew my lease every 6 months.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was on a bit of a decline, the centre. So I just said, I'm not willing to do that. That's no security as a business, especially in the times that we're in. And obviously, I knew that there was development things going on with the centre. So I just thought, right, I think I'd best just find somewhere else. And it just so happens that my brother's godfather and family friend of ours, George Davis, who's George Asda, and has currently brought the new renovating a hotel in Broadway, had a unit that I could rent, and said, come and have a look at it. If you like it, it's yours. And it was actually a very pivotal moment, because I walked into that place and it was a shop that used to be the bridal shop, which was the first place I tried on a wedding dress with my mum. So I knew in that minute that was it. I was taking that. And then a couple of years later, I took on the one next door as well.
Okay, so you got two. So you got two. Is it all one unit or?
No, they're actually two separate.
Yeah.
They're next to each other, but there's a walkway between them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have one side of hair with a hairdresser in, and we've got a therapy room and permanent pedicure station that side, and then the other side, which everybody will know, is the flowery side, because I've got a great big floral front window, is where all the beauty treatments and advanced treatments happen.
Okay, so Leon, tell me a bit more about how you developed yours. I know when we were chatting earlier before we started the podcast, you were talking about your showroom that you built. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we just, to be honest, it was strange. We obviously, without not doing home visits, we decided to build a showroom. I looked at getting a shop. I looked at having an office. I looked at all the different options. And then it came to me, and I thought, no, do you know what? We'll just have something built and, you know, do it at home pretty much, but it's a separate building to our house. And that was it. We we had it built. Obviously, being honest, we remortgaged, and I used some of the money from a remortgage to do it. And we've kind of never looked back. We've now extended it. We've doubled the size of the showroom. We've put in a workshop. So now we do lots of things that a lot of other jewellers, like white gold, needs rhodium plating as an upkeep, and most jewellers will send that off to a trade workshop. It gets done, it comes back a week, 3 weeks later, so people without their ring for that period of time. So things like that we actually do on site whilst you wait 30 minutes. So there's lots of different things we've added, and yeah, it's good. It was tough. Very, very tough at first, and I would say it created a lot of anxiety for me. I found it quite stressful. I think it's it's the same as anything. I think, whether it's building a business or bringing up children, no one tells you how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of learn. And I think I found it very, very hard at the beginning. A lot of sleepless nights, which I have less of now, which is good. But I think the hard work pays. And I think the most important thing I always think is to kind of take risks and believe in yourself. And I think, a lot of people find it hard to believe in themselves nowadays, and I think you've got to believe in yourself. But yeah, it's good. We've now grown to a stage where we are doing very well. The business is in huge growth. I think we're 88% up this year on last year, and last year was a fantastic year. So it's very, very good. But we're all about quality. We're all about looking after people and giving people more of a personal service. So we're a bit different to the high street in that respect. But yeah, it's good. I still have the watch distribution company as well. Yeah. So it's just watches now. We don't distribute jewellery, it's just watches. I still have that as well, so that keeps me even more busy. I keep debating on getting rid of the business. I've sold it once and it's come back to me, but I seem to still have both for my sins. Yeah. So yeah.
From what I can see, you do offer a very sort of personal, specialised service, like you said, that you might not get in the high street. So
correct.
Imagine I'm a local customer and I'm coming to you because I need a piece of jewellery for something. So what would I experience when I come to see you? Let's say I need to get a ring.
So for us, I'm always say to everyone, the one thing you'll always get from me is honesty, and by that I mean brutal honesty. But I think it's the best way to be. We always say to someone, if you come to see us, the way we work is, first of all, there's no pressure at all. No pressure to purchase anything, and I make that clear at the beginning because we're appointment only. I make it clear at the beginning of the appointment that there's no pressure to buy today. Just relax, try rings on, and we'll give you all the advice and our expert advice that you require. Where we're very different, we've got a nice coffee machine with beans cut coffee, we've got Prosecco, we have strawberry and lime copperbird, we have a beers, we have J2Os. So it's very much have a drink, relax. We won't let you get drunk, don't worry. We will only allow you to have one alcoholic drink, but it's very much relax, have a drink, try rings on. We offer a free bespoke design service, and we will help you. We're very different to the high street in other ways, where people get a lot more from us because, one, we've got the mini workshop on site, but also we source all our diamonds loose. So we actually, if you look on our website, you'll see that we've actually got on our website currently about 950,000 loose diamonds live online with an interactive video of every single diamond. So, and a ring builder. So you can actually pick the ring, we can source the diamond, and we make the ring for you. Yeah, it's a more personal service, I'd say, that we offer. We give people quotes that are honoured for 30 days, so you don't need to make a decision at the end of that appointment on whether you want to buy or not. And we will never call or chase anyone after they leave.
Yeah.
Once you leave, it's for you to get back to us. We will never pressure anyone to purchase, and I think that's the most important thing.
I think that's really important because as a consumer, one of the things that tends to put me off more than anything, whether it's in a shop or business, is over pushy salespeople will certainly drive people away. So
completely,
yeah, that's definitely that's definitely good. I'm feeling a bit, perhaps I'm not hospitable enough to my podcast guests because I didn't have any Prosecco for you. So, if I offer a similar offering, they'll be beating down the door to come on the podcast.
We have a nice cappuccino, though, just for
Yes,
the guests.
you did have a cappuccino, yes.
We have a nice cappuccino. So.
Yeah, all good. So, Ellie, I suppose I would sort of ask the same question. Imagine that I'm coming to your salon and up for some sort of beauty treatment. Not that that's something that I generally tend to do. Is it mainly
Mainly
women, or do you do
women,
men
but
as well?
we do get men.
Yeah.
And we've not got a problem
Yeah.
with treating
Yes. So,
male or female.
what sort of give us an idea of all the different things that you now offer?
Oh, wow.
It's going to be quite a list. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a list because it's
Okay.
constantly
the
expanding.
highlights.
Yeah, so you've got your normal nail services, lash services, waxing services.
Yeah.
And then we have more advanced treatment. So I actually, Friday last week, completed my level 4 in chemical peels and microneedling. That's taken me 18 months because I didn't realise juggling 2 businesses, 4 children and a level 4 was going to be very
Taking on
easy.
quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a
at one
lot.
time.
But that's something about me. I always want to progress within the industry,
Yeah.
and within beauty at the moment there's a lot of question over regulations, and I want to make sure that all of my clients are being served in the correct way. We're meeting regulations and we're meeting health and safety, and that is by gaining our qualifications. So I am now a level 4 practitioner and first aider, I have you know, which was very exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing the advanced treatments. I remove skin tags, I remove milia. So that's your advanced blemish removal, along with many other things. And then I'll be going into your more advanced skincare and facials, which is chemical peels, microneedling, and things like that. And I very much doubt the list is going to end there because I'm already looking to enrol on to the next course.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you, it's a very personalised service. We do take walk-ins, but it's not very often that you will be able to walk in. But one thing that we make sure is that we build a really, really good relationship with our clients to the point where we become friends. I will know their history, they will open up to me, and to me that's really important because they trust me and they then trust the service that I'm going to give them as well. So, but we're just all very authentic. We're real people. What I don't like is when you walk into a spa and they read off a script. That's not authentic. That's not how we work. We're very, very... We want to get to know people at a level.
I think that personal service is more important than ever now, particularly when with larger companies, bigger companies, you can't even phone them up anymore. It's all online AI chat bots, and they're all going down that route. As a consumer, I don't like that. I'd far rather use a small local business and have that human interaction.
Yeah. We do have a booking system, and I'd probably say 95% of our clients absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But we also have that option of a landline, or you walk in and you can come and book. But I do agree, with your big commercial businesses, trying to speak to somebody and you've got an AI robot coming back at you, you're like, oh my God.
And I must say, it's such a rarity now. If I have a landline, if you literally phone up, if an actual person answers the phone at the other end, that's a bonus sort of straight away, isn't it? Rather than having to go through call systems and such like, which nobody likes. I don't know anybody that would say, I love going through through those systems. So thinking about where you are now, what are the plans for the future? Because Ellie, you're still doing courses, you're learning new things. Where do you see this going?
So I've actually just dropped down a day. Because a couple of years ago I completed my teacher training. However, the salon grew when we moved to Broadway, and I was consumed by just treating clients, and unfortunately our Instagram was hacked not that long ago, for the training side that is. So I thought, this is a great point for me to drop down a day and then really focus on the training within the industry and making sure that the training... I've had girls come and work for me that have been in college, and I've got nothing against the colleges, but they don't do the treatments that are wanted now. So that's where I'm going to come in and take over offering like your acrylic extensions, because that's not something they do in college, but is a massive industry for it, huge. So I'm really going to focus on going back into the teaching. It's going to have a new business name, which I'm not going to reveal yet because I'm not 100% sure on it. So that's what I plan to do. And also, like you said, I'll keep working at my levels because I still actively want to be involved with clients. Like, I love that side of my job.
Yeah.
And I formed some really, really firm friendships that way. So I don't want to come out of working within the salon. I absolutely love it. But I do want to deviate slightly and support other people wanting to come into the industry and guide them, really. And if that means helping them set up business, then I'm all for supporting other businesses. Like, that's a big thing. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh my God, a nail salon's open down the road. No, like, if you need anything, let me know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the future.
So if there's anyone listening that is interested in the beauty business, they could perhaps get in touch with you.
Yes, 100%. I've helped a couple businesses behind the scenes, like I'm happy to guide. And that is another thing that I was looking into, is coaching, but that's a bit further down the line than the training at the moment. But yeah, hopefully by May, teaching will be back up and running, and we'll get in the next generation of beauticians out.
Brilliant. Okay, and Leon, you said your business was up, was it 80% or something this year?
Yeah,
so
we're
you must be
88%,
looking forward to perhaps expanding, and what have you got in the pipeline?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, the majority of our business has always been engagement rings and wedding rings. That's been our real focus. It's been engagement rings and wedding rings. We're now moving into more fine jewellery as well. So we've added more fine jewelleries, line bracelets and pendants and necklaces and things. But the idea would be to grow. I'd like to carry on growing the workshop side. We'd like to carry on growing the bespoke side, and at some stage, it is a big investment, but at some stage we'd like to add, I'm giving away a bit of a secret here, but we'd like to add in-house CAD design. So where a customer can, and we'd like to get to a stage where a customer can come in, sit down with us, and we can actually design the ring in front of them, and then literally print off that ring as a 3D print straight afterwards, and they can try that ring on, and if they like it, we can then make it. So there's things like that we'd really like to add. The online side is also big for us because we've just put the ring builder online. We're looking at adding 360 videos on our engagement rings. We've got a great guidance section, which some of it's actually interactive as well on our site. So, it's just to keep growing, really.
Yeah.
And like Ellie was saying, I've helped, funny enough, not really particularly in our industry, but actually in other industries, I've helped numerous people start businesses and given them lots of advice in growing business. I've been fortunate enough to have done it twice now with two different separate businesses. And I think it's a feel-good factor, isn't it? It's, helping others is always a feel-good factor. I always say I'm selfish. And the reason I'm selfish is because when helping someone else, it's actually, I do it because I enjoy helping someone else, and it's that selfishness that actually I enjoy it. That's why I do it, because it's nice to see them grow as well. So I think, I suppose it's partially selfish, but it benefits others as well, and that's the nice thing to see, isn't it? So yeah, if there's any entrepreneurs out there or anyone who wants to start a business and wants some advice or has any questions or would like some help with anything, more than happy to help. They're always welcome to give me a call, and be happy to help where we can.
That's great, yeah. So my last question, and you probably sort of touched on quite a bit of this already, was what is the single best piece of advice, if you could just give one to somebody who was thinking about starting their own business?
So the one piece of advice I could give is just do it.
Yeah.
That's the one piece of advice I can give. I think people always regret in life the things you don't do. And so just do it. Don't sit there and think about it. Just get on and just do it. And you will either grow, or if things don't go right, you've got to remember you're not failing. You're just learning different ways of doing things, and it's just an experience. So it's a journey, and you learn from that journey. So I just think just do it is the most important thing.
Yeah, you've got to dust yourself down and start again at times.
Correct.
And it is nobody's going to get everything right first time.
Yeah, we all make many mistakes.
Yeah.
But the great thing about making mistakes, and I think, I've looked at many other entrepreneurs and read lots of things about other entrepreneurs, and I think, everyone learns from their mistakes, and as long as you're learning from your mistakes, then you're always moving forward.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, is that you are growing as a person and you're moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to be resilient. I certainly find that here.
Yeah.
And be able to take the knockbacks and keep going.
Yeah, and I think don't be afraid to ask for help. I think that's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and remember that even the best, even business owners that have become very successful, and entrepreneurs that have become very successful, a lot more successful than me. I don't see myself as a successful entrepreneur because I don't believe I'm where I'd like to be, and I think many entrepreneurs feel the same. But I think you've got to remember that we all go through those anxious stages. We all go through, feeling stressed and worried. And you're right, it's resilience. You've got to be resilient and just keep moving forward. And I think that's the most important thing, without a doubt.
Okay. Ellie, what would your thoughts be on that question?
Very similar.
Yeah.
If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning, and that really is a big thing, because you can't, without the mistakes, you can't get it right. You have to learn.
Yes.
Liam was saying,
Yeah,
you have to learn from your mistakes. I've made many mistakes, and I wouldn't make them again because I've done it. But you can't grow without those mistakes. You'll stay stagnant if you just keep doing the same mistake over and over again. Those mistakes help you grow as a business, as a person.
Yeah, because when you start, you are starting from scratch.
We're winging it.
It's almost like people that learn a trade. If you want to learn to be a nurse or a doctor, then you go to university and study for 7 years, and then you come out as a fully qualified doctor or whatever. We're kind of doing the same thing, but we're having to start work on the first day that we're learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, look, thanks for both coming in. Do you want to just say, where can people contact you? How do they get in touch with you? Or like your website, anything like that?
Yeah, sure. Our website is just wedstones.co.uk. We have got an online booking system, full live availability all there. We've also got phone number, email.
Yeah.
So you can always just give us a call.
Yeah.
Or drop us an email, Messenger, WhatsApp. I think we've pretty much got it all.
Yeah.
Any means of getting in contact with us,
okay,
we'd be happy to always help.
I'll make sure I give the website address out. Ellie, what's the best way for people to contact you?
So we've got our online booking system, which is Beau Boo Beauty at bookingbeautiful.com.
Yeah.
Everything's on there, including our Facebook links, Instagram links, telephone numbers, emails. So yeah.
There's thousands of ways we can contact each other these days.
We have Facebook and Instagram too.
Facebook pages are good for getting a bit of interaction as well, aren't they? So.
And review. I think I was actually looking at Ellie's because you've got a lot of fantastic reviews. We have the same. So I think Google and Facebook are probably the majority of our reviews. But I'd say to people, have a look at our reviews and read them, and you'll get an idea of how personal our business is. And the same as Ellie's from reading her reviews today. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I know as somebody who sells books for a living how important reviews are.
Yes, without a doubt.
Well, listen, thank you both for coming. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's been great. Thanks for having us.
Listeners, we will see you all again next month. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.